Hello, welcome back to the second part of this video on Geo Sudo problems. So in part 1, I have already told you what is the basic rule. All symbols have to come only once in a row and in each column. Okay, in each column and each row, only symbols can come only once. That's the basic rule. And the strategy I told you, as in like I will always try to figure out to fill a very simple one, the row or column which has no number of elements. Okay, I'll continue with the same strategy and this take up new problems. My only suggestion, recommendation you can say is there is a question in front of you. Please stop the video. Uh, Try to solve it in, let's say, 30 seconds. I know these are difficult ones. They will not be solved in 30 seconds. So what are they doing over here? So that should be your question. I'll answer it. In Cape Gemini, you get 8 games. Each game has 3 minutes time. For you get for 3 minutes, you start getting questions. The moment you do them correct, the level of difficulty is going to be rising, increasing. So the thing is, try to solve the simple ones in less time so that you can solve more difficult ones in you have more time for difficult ones. The more difficult questions you're going to solve, the more is going to be your marks. The questions are adaptive. Okay, so let's get started. So let's have a look at this. Let's choose red color. Okay, I need to figure out what is going to be in place of this blank. Okay, so okay, let's try to start. You can say each row and each column, the maximum number of elements are also 2. So this is a quite a complicated one. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's start with, I believe we can start with this one, this column I am picking. Okay, so there is a plus, there is a triangle, and certainly a plus cannot be over here. So what all can be over here? I'll say there is a possibility of a circle, and there is a possibility of a square. There is a possibility of a square, and there is a possibility of a star. All three possibilities are intact. As we move further, so plus and a triangle, so same possibilities would have been there, but certainly because there is a square and same possibilities I would say for this one as well, with this circle, square and a triangle, but since square and a circle is there, so this is only a triangle, sorry, a star over here. Is it okay? Since it is a star over here, so I'll say okay, I'm done with this. At least I got one possibility removed. Either a square or a circle can be over here. Now coming back over here, again all three possibilities for the start were there: circle, square and a star. Star has been taken care of, but circle and square are still persistent over here. Till now I have done this. Okay. Now over here, uh, let's say if I happen to, okay, that's fine. I feel this thing. Okay. Let me try to figure out. I'll work on this thing because now there are three elements over here in this row. So a triangle and a square and a circle is there. What is left over? A plus sign and a, sorry, a star is over here. This is a star. Another square and a circle is over there. So what can be over here? Either a triangle or either, to start, either a triangle or a plus. Okay, and over here again I will have the same thing, either a triangle or a plus, but since plus is over here, so I know triangle is over going to be over here, which means this is going to be a plus sign over here. Okay, so let's say there is some kind of now I'm getting at least a few things I'm getting. So for this one, coming back over here, it cannot be a triangle, which is the block I need to fill. This cannot be a triangle because triangle is over here in this row, and then there cannot be a square, sorry, a star and a plus sign. So at the moment I have two possibilities, either a square or a circle can be over here. So I'll continue doing my hard work, you'll say. Let's say try to figure out. Okay, now coming back over here, this is going to be a help now. This is like, let's say this column is there which has like 3 elements filled. So I will try to figure out for others. So for the start, a triangle, a plus sign and a star is already being used. So what can be over here? A circle, or you can say a square. Since a circle is over here, so I will say only a square is possible over here. And since a square is possible, it helps me to solve my question. A circle can be is the only possibility now. Okay. Okay, so this took time because let's say I'm explaining you, so it is taking more time. When you're doing on your own, it is going to be taking less time. But then also it requires practice. And again, I'm telling you, yes, certainly it is not a 30 seconds question. We do solve simple questions in, let's say, in 30 or less than 30 seconds. And the more difficult ones are going to be taking more time. But more difficult ones, if you get them right in the adaptive question, as in the way adaptive questions are coming, that's going to be giving you more points on the exam. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Again, it's going to be tricky for the start. That's obvious. Okay. Okay, again, because you can see there are two elements. Okay, and I need to figure out this. Okay, let's say what for the start. For the start, I will say, okay, since it is okay only a triangle over here, so it is not working like this. I'll start with this. There is a circle and there is a triangle. So what all can be over here? Certainly it cannot be a square because square is coming from there that side. So a star is possible, and what else is possible? You can say a plus sign. Okay, so for this thing, these two possibilities are there. Okay, I don't have anything over here, but when I come over here, there is like a circle and a triangle. So uh, square cannot be over here, and nothing of much use, because then again a triangle and a plus sign can be very much possible. Sorry, a star or and a plus sign is very much possible. Okay, now okay, so that led to not much, but let's say we try to figure out what can be over here. If we go with this, there is a square, sorry, there is a circle, there is a star, square is over here. So what can be over here? Either a plus sign or a triangle. Okay, okay, okay. Let's talk about it over here. There is a triangle, there is a plus sign, there is a star, or maybe over here. That's going to be more simple over here. Maybe triangle and a plus sign and a square. So left over is circle and star once again. Okay. Over here, it is going to be the case with the star being over there, star and plus sign and this. So a circle and a square can be possibility. Okay, coming over here, is it going to be something useful over here? Let's try to figure it out. Okay, so there's one thing is there, a square cannot be over there. Triangle and a plus sign, triangle and a plus, so that would mean a circle and a star. So if you look at this, there is, you can find, see, there is one thing I got it. This is either a circle or this thing. But you see there is only a square possibility only for this one. So I'll use my eraser over here and I'm back. I know I have figured out something, that square is over here. At least something is there. And it is a good useful one because it is like aligning with the question mark I need to find. Okay. So now as in a square and a triangle is over for my question mark thing. Okay. Let's come back over here. This block I am now looking into. This is a triangle and a square is already been used for this one, and a triangle and a square, sorry, a triangle and a square star. So leftover is a circle, or you can say a plus sign. Leftover is a circle or a plus sign. Okay. And over here, will it be useful? I'll try to figure out this one. Plus sign and a square, and okay, the only possibility is a star. Okay, that's good. So if it is the only possibility is a star over here, this is going to be a plus sign, which means this is going to be a circle over here. Okay, so this happens to do good for us. This is now we are in the process. You can see triangle, a square, and a circle is all gone. Okay, circle is over here. Anything else we can find? Okay, this is going to be circle is over here. Okay, so I already a triangle and a square, and this thing is left. A triangle is left, and a possibility, and you can say a plus sign, a triangle and a plus sign. So let me just write triangle or plus is the possibility for this. Okay. Okay, let's try to do for this. I believe this block. Okay, this block I'm talking about. Circle, triangle, plus has already been taken care of. Since plus has already been taken care of, I can certainly remove this plus sign from here. Sorry, plus is already been gone. Sorry. So let me figure it out once again. Plus has already been used over here. Circle, triangle, plus, and a square. So leftover is for this is going to be a star, and for this it is going to be, since it is like, it is going to be a square. Now once for this is a square, so but this is not helping things for over here. Still this is a really complicated one. Okay, so we have already figured out this entire you can say column, and circle and a star is left over here for this. Okay, let's try to do this one. This is a plus and a triangle and a circle. So leftover is a square. Once again, square cannot be over here, so this helps. And leftover is going to be a triangle over here. Since it is a triangle over here, now I'm back to my answering zone. You can say triangle I erase. Leftover is my, will erase it with an eraser. So I'll mark my answer, let's say with the yellow, and this is going to be a plus sign over here, which was really somewhat difficult. Oh, okay, let's say yellow is not visible. I'll put green plus. Okay, so this is my answer. Okay, okay, that's great. Difficult question, but yes, let's try. Okay, so this one is again going to be complicated, that's for sure. Let's get started. Okay, it is like if you doing these complicated questions with me, it is going to be helpful for you in the exam because things are going to be more simple there for sure. But why we are doing it? So that you practice more. And again, uh, please do it. Okay, let's start doing it. Okay, so over here I'll start with triangle and a square. So what is plus and a triangle? A star is there, so leftover is a circle. You with me with this? And over here, because let's say now I try to go over here, uh, this can be either a square or a star. Square is done, so I am going to have a star, and then I'm going to have a plus sign over here. Okay, so I'm done with this entire row. What it helps is at least, okay, this is, I believe, now a circle and a triangle and a square. So circle, triangle, and a square. Plus sign has already been taken care of. This has to be a star. So this one is simple one. So it was okay. So fine, things were simple. The last question was complicated, the previous one. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. So I believe now you gotten a good idea of what is the Geo Sudo problem is. We shot it in two parts, part 1 and part 2. Please watch both of them so that you get an entire coverage of kind of questions. So it can start with the simple one and it can go to difficult, complicated ones. Okay, thanks again for watching the video.